Hello, challengers. This is Greg Reck, certified health coach with Take Shape for Life. And today we're going to talk about the importance of support. Now, the healthy games are all about support. But I want to go back and remember, how many of you remember the ALS challenge? Why do people love a challenge? That thing went viral. There were like millions and millions of dollars raised for this great cause. This is me getting doused with ice. Why do people love a challenge? Well, there's many reasons. One is it's fun. It's fun to do things with people that are like-minded and to get involved with others. Accountability. When we do the surveys, people love the accountability. They love the walls. They love supporting each other. And healthy competition. And the collaboration, people sharing ideas, sharing recipes, sharing support, cheering each other on. Sometimes you're on fire and sometimes you need a little pat on the back. And it's always good to have different people on your team supporting you at different stages of the journey. And what about stretching yourself? I know for me, I love a challenge. I love to see what's possible. And sometimes if I'm running or racing or doing anything, I'll do better if I'm racing with somebody who's at or above my level. So there's really some healthy parts of competition. So let me ask you another question. Is obesity contagious? Now, I don't mean if you sneeze on somebody, they're going to start gaining weight. But you know what? The answer is yes. And according to the Journal of American Medical Association, the study found that obesity and thinness are socially contagious. Here's what they found. They studied over 10,000 people, and they found that when a person gains weight, their closest network of friends have an increased risk of gaining weight as well by 171%. That is significant. But here's the good news. The reverse is also true. When somebody gets healthy, their sphere of influence, their network, their closest friends have a better chance of being healthy. You see, our behaviors rub off. Who you hang around with, you become like, you think like, you do like, and you start having those certain patterns of behavior. So your social network is really critical. So let's take a look at that. So part of the reason why these healthy games are so successful is get a bunch of people cheering for you. You've got a team. Now, the first person is your coach, your room leader. All the coaches in this are independent health coaches with Take Shape for Life. And we're certified by the Center of Obesity Prevention and Education, which is at Villanova University. That's where we learn the habits of health. You also have all the people on your team, your teammates. These are people that are like-minded, like you, who've made a decision that health is a priority, and they're going to work on it for 28 days. They're going to jumpstart it and start building those habits. Third, your social network. Your friends, your family, the people at work, the people at church, the people that you hang around with, the people that you see on a day-to-day basis. That's your world. How many of those people are healthy? And you know what? When it all boils down, it's really up to us. It's up to each of us as individuals to manage our self-talk, to make those daily choices, and especially to reach out when you don't want to. When you need help, when you feel down, that's when you need your coach the best. That's when you need your buddy the best. So don't hesitate. Don't be shy. Don't hesitate. Reach out. Make the call. You never know where you could be reaching out and helping somebody else at the same time. Oftentimes, they have the same challenges we do. So here's some suggestions. Step one, get really clear and focused on your health goal. You've already set your goal, whether you're at the 1% maintenance level or you're working on optimal health, or if you're trying to get rid of and get in that fat burning state and get that six pack and lose 3% or more. So be really focused on your goal. Make that decision for yourself. Number two, surround yourself with people on the same path. You've done that. You've got people on your team that are moving forward, but really lock arms with them. Make an intentional choice to hang out with people who are practicing habits of health and avoid people who are going to try to sabotage you or pull you down. Let me tell you my story. 13 years ago, this is me after running 3 triathlons. My life was completely out of balance. I was 37 years old. I wasn't sick, but I had a BMI of 32. And I had a family history of heart disease, cancer, diabetes. My mom, my dad, my uncles, my cousins, a lot of people were sick, and a lot of it was related to weight and obesity. And I had tried dieting, and I tried exercising, triathlons, working out with a trainer, and nothing was working. One of the biggest shifts that I had to make was I was using the sumo wrestler plan. Now, I don't know if you know this, but sumo wrestlers aren't born big. They have a very specific routine. They wake up in the morning, they have green tea, they train, they work out all day, and then at night they have a big meal, and then they go to bed. They wake up the next day, they have green tea, they work out, they train, they wrestle all day, have a big meal, go to bed. Wake up, starve themselves all day, have a big meal, and go to bed. Now, what that does is it causes your metabolism to shut down. And that's what I was doing. I'd wake up, have a cup of coffee, work all day long, go exercise, and then have a big meal. And then boom, one meal a day. And it was just not working for me. No matter how hard I worked out, I couldn't lose the weight. And then fortunately, I found this program, Take Shape for Life, started eating every 3 hours, started practicing the habits of health, using the lean and green philosophy. I lost 50 pounds in 10 weeks, and man, I felt so much better. This is me after running the same triathlon. It took me 30 minutes less to run it in the second picture here without the extra 50 pounds of weight on. Now, results will vary, but the good news is if you have a program and you're daily taking these actions, you can make some real progress. And I got to say, when people ask me, that was 13 years ago, Greg, how did you keep the weight off? Well, two reasons. Number one is I still challenge myself. I constantly join these healthy challenges. I go out and I run a race every now and again. Whenever a big event's coming up, I use that as motivation to stay on track with my habits of health. But probably the biggest thing is becoming a health coach has been very powerful for me because I'm not only practicing the habits of health for myself, I'm teaching them to my clients every single day. And this is me and Dr. Anderson celebrating my 12-year anniversary. And this year I just had my 13-year anniversary. So one of the best things we found is people who become health coaches have a much higher success rate of keeping their weight off, actually 5 to 6 times more than people who are trying to do it on their own. So consider that. But even if you're not a health coach, spread the word. Pay it forward. Invite other people or challenge them to join you. You've probably already done that. You probably already have people that you've invited to this challenge. But if you didn't know, you can do this very easily. Just type in someone's name, send them an invitation, a link to join the challenge, and they'll be on your team of support, and you'll be supporting them as well. So there is an app. If you go to, if you type in Meltdown Challenge in the iTunes or in the Android App Store, you can actually get this app, and it's a great way to keep engaged with your team, with your coach, and to invite others to join. All right, the last step, step number 4, celebrate the wins and start creating those habits of health. You know, every day you have not only scale victories, but you have non-scale victories. You know, every time you make a little decision to say yes to something healthy and no to something unhealthy, it's like putting a little deposit in your confidence bank and just giving you a little more momentum towards finishing. So we want you guys to have fun. Remember, we are better together. This is a game. The game of life. You know, we're having health as one of our priorities. And if you need any help, don't forget, reach out to your teammates, reach out to your health coach. We're here to support you. So have fun. Let's go out and get your points for the week. Stay on track, and we'll see you at the end of the challenge.